You ever launch mud and have to sit down immediately afterwards? It's a strange feeling. But anyways, have you ever reached a point in time where you really sat with yourself and you were like, huh, what is my purpose? Why am I here? You know, there are all these people in this world. Why am I one of them? Why are we even here? Why am I here? What is my purpose? If you're human and older than 10 years old, chances are you have asked yourself these questions, and maybe some of you figured out why you are here, and maybe some of you haven't. And for those who haven't, I may have found a solution for you. Maybe. At least this worked for me. So if it worked for me, I'm going to share it with you guys, and hopefully it works for you. For those of you who don't know, I'm a psychology major, and I'm taking this course called motivation something. It's a motivation course in psychology, and we've talked about this psychologist by the name of Abraham Maslow, and he created something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And the reason why I'm making a video about this is because I remember around 3 years ago, I watched this YouTuber who talked about this guy and his food pyramid of psychology. But instead of food, it was different levels of needs a human needs. And I found this very interesting because I remember watching that video 3 years ago and looking at his pyramid and being like, okay, this is where I am. I need to get here. But to get here, which is the next level, I need to focus on my current level. So let me go ahead and show you guys his pyramid and let me break it down further for you. Okay, so this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So we have physiological, which is at the very least, we don't want to be hungry, thirsty, exhausted, freezing, overheating, sick, or in pain. So of Maslow's hierarchy, you see how it kind of looks like the food pyramid right here, but instead of food, it's like different levels. So you have your base level, which is your essentials. Feed yourself, clothe yourself, temperature, take care of yourself, make sure you're not sick, drink water, people. And then next after that, you have safety. And it says, if we feel okay in this exact moment, so right now as you're watching this video, chances are you're in a safe area. You're not going to be watching this video in the sewer. You're not going to be watching this video in the middle of chaos. So it says, if we feel okay in this exact moment, we then also want to feel safe. That means we are confident we can avoid pain, hunger, and other dangers for the immediate future. So if you're somewhere in a safe place, good, you're off to a great start. Next, this is where things start to get dicey, I'm going to say. So the higher you get, you see how it starts from wide foundation and it slowly gets narrow. That signifies the wider the foundation, the easier it is for the level to be achieved. So it's pretty easy to not be hungry, thirsty, exhausted, depending where you are in the world, right? Life is different for everybody. But if physiological needs are met, you go to safety. Are you safe? Are you in a secure area? Is there a roof over your head, or are you in a shack? Chances are, if you're watching this, you have a roof over your head. So safety is taken care of. Next, social. If we feel safe, then our social needs for love and belonging come into play. We feel secure when we're part of a tribe we can trust and unworried about rejection or alienation. Do you have a strong social group? Do you have a strong circle? Do you have close friends? Do you have close family? Do you have somebody you can go to whenever mud hits the fan, for a lack of better words? And this is very important. If you are a person who doesn't have a lot of people in their life or don't feel like they can confide with somebody, that's a problem. In order for you to reach self-esteem or self-actualization, you have to. It's not I can get back to it. No, this is something you have to address in order to get to the next level. Because how can you have self-esteem and status if you're still struggling to be loved and feel belonged, you know? So Tro, how can I address my social needs? Isn't that the age old question? Now, obviously, I don't have my degree yet or anything like that, but from my own unsolicited advice, I really think it boils down to you. It boils down to, what do I need to do to get my social needs met? What do I need to do to feel loved and belonging? And love starts with you. Love starts internally. Once you learn to love yourself, which is the most important thing in life, if you do not love yourself, you cannot do anything in this life because you just won't have that motivation. If you don't have that motivation for yourself, how can you have motivation for extrinsic motivations, you know? So my thing is, you have to love yourself. Have to. And that's just with positive affirmations, stop being so hard on yourself. If there's traumas you have from family, or let's say you got bullied growing up, or anything bad that happened to you, life isn't fair. But anything like that, you have to address that. And this will take time. I was here at one point, I would say back in high school. Now, not so much of I had nobody I can confide with, or I didn't feel loved by my friends or family. No, it's not that. I didn't love myself. And it took me until, I want to say, senior year of high school. Maybe past that. I'm going to say senior year, maybe beginning of college, for me to truly love myself. And the older I get, the more I realize a lot of people don't love themselves. And that's okay, but it's not okay to stay there. You have to crack the code. It's a complicated code, but it is necessary for you to reach the next level, self-esteem. And here in self-esteem, it says, once we're secure in our social needs, our primal desires for status and self-esteem come into play. We want to feel not only part of a group, but an admired and respected part of this group. So it kind of ties into the social one, how I was saying you need to love yourself. That's kind of what self-esteem also is. It's the loving yourself. It's the believing yourself. It's not really. Let me say this. I have this note on my wall. Where are you? That says, ignore outwards, focus inwards. And kind of think about it like a plant. It starts in a seed. It breaks out of the seed, turns into a stem, and then comes a flower or a gigantic tree. So I think by starting with the basics, starting internally, starting with yourself only, and then working your way slowly outwards. So work on myself. Okay, I'm good. Fix any relationships I may have with family, brothers, sisters, moms, cousins. Got that. Okay. Let's go to best friends. Got that. Let's go to coworkers. Got that. Let's go to teachers. Just slowly start with you, ease your way out. And this also includes your confidence. You got to work on your confidence. Your ability to achieve goals. It includes that. It includes you being respected by others. It includes you respecting yourself. Once you find a place of being belonged and of feeling love, now you got to address these issues in self-esteem. And once you address the self-esteem issues, you now have self-actualization, which is in Abraham Maslow's food pyramid. This is his highest form, or the final form of his pyramid. And it says, finally, now our core needs are met. We're ready to pursue our deepest desires for self-actualization, or to become the most complete and authentic version of ourselves. With the fundamentals taken care of, we're free to act as we choose, align with our values and higher purpose. So once you address your confidence, become goal oriented, once you learn to love yourself, fix any broken relationships, heal those broken relationships, once you feel safe, once you're not in a dangerous area, once you have a roof over your head, once you're no longer thirsty, cold, hungry, you can now focus on this final form, which is your purpose in life. Why are you here? What do you need to be doing? What is your God given purpose? And everybody has a God given purpose. And the way for you to find out what your God given purpose is to really sit with yourself and think. You think two things. If there were no money in the world, what would I be doing for free for the rest of my life and still get fulfillment? Me is making videos like this, helping you guys out. For you, it might be cutting trees down, you heartless freak. I'm just kidding. But for you, it might be shining shoes, solving puzzles, walking dogs, working at a grocery shop, working at a grocery store. Whatever that thing is that you enjoy doing and you don't care if you don't get paid for it or not, that is more than likely hinting towards what your purpose may be, hinting towards what God wants you to actually pursue and what he has in stock for you. Have you ever heard of stories where someone, when they were younger, wanted to, let's say they want to be an athlete, and they're pursuing basketball, pursuing, and maybe they lost a relative, something like dramatic happened. And from that moment on, they just give up on that sport. They give up playing basketball and decide to take a different route. Like, what's that thing called when you sell houses? I can't think of the word right now, but that real estate, right? They go from one direction to a polar opposite direction. That guy or girl was truly supposed to pursue basketball because that's what they first enjoyed doing. That's what you need to think about. What did I first enjoy doing whenever I was an innocent, goofy, doofus-brained child? And then once you figure that out, you pursue it relentlessly. You set goals, realistic goals, and you slowly, very slowly start chipping away at it. A lot of people fall into this trap of, I'm not going to start this thing until I learn enough about it. For me, I'm not going to start this YouTube channel until I really learn how to make a YouTube video and I really learn how to edit. Don't fall into this trap, because think about it like this. You can learn something all you want, but until you actually start doing it, everything you're learning is for nothing really. You're just learning something just to know it. Learn it a little bit, but the best way to learn is to try and fail and try again. That's the best teacher, failing and pain. Because let's say, right, for me with YouTube, I've taken many routes. I tried streaming. I tried different forms of YouTube videos. I tried so many other things. And let's say, for instance, I'm going down a straight road. Turn this way, that wasn't it. Turn that way, that wasn't it. Go back this way, that wasn't it. Eventually, I'm going to get back on track and find out my true road. Same thing for you. You might start one thing, then bounce to another, then to another, then to another. But the more you bounce, the closer you're actually getting to that goal and the closer you're getting to your purpose. So ask yourself that. What do I enjoy doing for free? What was that one thing I was truly passionate about and I truly wanted to do with my life whenever I was a child? Find that answer and pursue it. That's it, people. Just want to help you guys out there if you don't know what you need to be doing with yourself. Remember, got to start from the basics. Physiological, check. Safety, check. Social, check. Self-esteem, check. Finally, self-actualization. Become this upper echelon. Okay? You want to get here because this is where life truly begins. This is more like survival. You're surviving. You're not really thinking about human things. Like every animal, or I won't say every animal, but a lot of creatures need to satiate themselves. They need safety. A lot of animals are social. Think about animals out there like wolves, coyotes, hyenas, fish. They stick together. Self-esteem. Now that's where it gets more human. I don't know if animals have self-esteem. But like, you see what I'm saying? The higher you get, the more human, the more alive you become. All right, guys. That's all. Hopefully this helped you. Toodles.